All right, everybody. So for today, or this week, I should say, for this week's prep video, really we're just going to look at the basing. So I know a lot of people always ask about the basing. Typically, I just add sort of a texture paste or something like that. But for this month, with the fungoids, we're going to try and put them onto a singular base. So I figured I would show you sort of the process that I do for something of that nature. So one thing I'm going to do immediately here is drop down some super glue to affix them to the base that I'm planning on using, which is going to be this guy. So, and I'm in the process of finishing these up currently, so you can tell by my thumb there that they've been getting worked. So let's see, I need him to be about there, and I'm going to want this littler one to be in front a little bit about there. So I'm going to glue him as well. Okay, that was a lot of glue. I'm going to glue him down as well. Like these two are little friends here. So something like that. That's what I'm looking for. So now you can tell, right, we have the integral base, and so we're going to need to do something to cover the integral base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cure the super glue using some Instaset there, all right? So now the super glue is hard and they are affixed to the base, so I don't really have to worry about that. I did get a little bit on his face there, but it essentially evaporates, doesn't really hurt anything in the process. Now then, what I'm going to use, a lot of people will either use green stuff or they can use stuff like Milliput, which is this right here. Milliput is cool because it is like green stuff, you just get more of it for less cash than green stuff epoxy costs. And it works pretty much the same. So what I'm going to do is tear off a piece here and just sort of work it in my fingers, make sure it is pliable and workable for me. Take off a little piece and just sort of stick it onto the base. Now, when Milliput dries, it dries really hard. So that way, it's just in place. It's really good for gap filling. I believe I have a miniature here that I used it on. Let's see. So you can see on the snail here, I've used it to fill the gaps and everything like that. What is nice about Milliput is that it can get wet, and when it gets wet, you can use it to smooth things out, which is sort of way more difficult to do with green stuff, for those of you that have used green stuff for gap filling or anything like that in the past. So what I'm doing here, relatively simple. I'm just going to fill the base all the way up. I'm not really sculpting anything. I'm essentially just trying to sort of hide the edge of where the Milliput begins and ends, I guess, and then the integral sculpted base starts as well. So that's really my goal here. Now, I'll have some of the integral base showing, so not the biggest deal in the world, but just going to be plopping this in. Now, afterwards, I just add a texture paste that I make with baking soda, paint, and just some random small sand mixed in. It's what I use for pretty much everything. If you are someone that uses pre-made basing texture paint from Games Workshop or Vallejo or really any company that makes something like that, you just have to wait for the Milliput or whatever you are using to dry before applying that. That way it doesn't shrink or crack or anything. I don't think Milliput shrinks. I know green stuff shrinks. If you're using something else at home, you may run into some type of drying change as the material hardens and finishes. But for what I'm doing here today, I'm just trying to get a smooth surface that will allow me to make it look like they're all on the same little surface here. So depending on the miniature as well, it's a little bit easier to do, sometimes harder to do. With these guys, they've just got sort of these cool little sculpted rock bases, so it's not like they have cobblestones that I'm trying to hide or anything like that. It's just more about getting a uniform surface that I can then apply that texture to, and then painting it probably gray or something. I mean, you'll be able to tell once you actually see the finished photo, or just on camera, right, whenever the stream happens. But I'm going to do some type of, gray cave base, something like that, which will be what I do for all of the other ones as well. Now, the spider is a little bit more difficult. I'll actually show you that because I'm still in the process of working on him. I'll show you what my goal is for that. And then the metal miniature, really, really simple. Her base is already kind of rocky and craggy, so we'll go ahead and milliput her up. And then the big bad monster for this month, I'm not even going to attempt to put on a base just because she's so big. So, all right. So now that I have this, I'm just going to take a crappier brush with some water, and you can see it starts to sort of froth up. And all I'm doing is just pushing around this milliput into the cracks of those bases, and then just sort of smoothing it out. You'll see different parts that I'm pushing around will come off as it sort of activates and smooths itself out. I've seen some people use alcohol as well to then evaporate out. I mean, the milliput stuff seems to get dry really quick. I don't know. I'm not a milliput master by any means, but for everything that I use it for, I don't really have any issues. So, but that's really it. That's the big trick, so to speak, that I haven't really shown on camera. Obviously, every month is different. You can see what I'm doing here too. I'm actually creating sort of some levels and grooves in the base that once I apply, my basing paste, it will just give it sort of a different elevated look off and on. Now you'll see, the final version of this as well. Like I said, I'm not obviously going to sit here and finish this out on camera for you, since I'm going to be doing all of them at the same time whenever it gets to that point. But that's why I like milliput, because it can get wet and you can just sort of sculpt it as it's wet to whatever shape or style you're looking for. And in this instance, I'm really just giving it sort of these different plateaus. You can see it there. As it begins to dry, you'll see it a little bit better as well. But this should hopefully give it the illusion of being, some kind of rocky surface or something like that. So, and then we'll just add the texture paste. So nothing too crazy. So I'm going to do the same thing here. All the way around. You can see all I'm doing is pushing with this water. Brush rather, but I'm just using water. And then let's see, I'll probably start another one right there. And I'm using the ferrule. This is an old brush, so I'm not too concerned with its health. And I'm just sort of pushing the ferrule in to create these little ridges and sort of just sculpt it out. And that's it. That's exactly what I am looking for there. You can see the different tiers that I sort of pushed in at the last second. Milliput's cool as well. It's very easy to sand down after it dries. We're going to put that aside and forget about it. Now we've got the hero. Hero base, really easy. You can see she's still in all of the base coating stages here after a dark wash. So she's about 50% complete. But we're doing the exact same thing we did on their base. We are just going to milliput this in, like so. Now with hers, I'm not too concerned with making, any kind of cool rocky platform or anything. She already has rocks around her on the base. So really for me right now, it's just sort of filling the cracks, everything like that, making sure that we have some decent coverage. Actually, look, the wash is still wet. You can see it right there. It's really humid in the studio today, so my dry times are a little bit longer than I would generally appreciate. Then getting some water on the milliput, and then just shoving it down underneath the cloak there. It's probably going to connect to the bottom of the cloak. I'm not really too upset about that in general, but if you're someone that doesn't want your basing material at all to touch the miniature, then, just keep that in mind. Depending on the size of the integral base, what you're attaching it to, the look you're trying to give it, whatever, all of those things will generally affect the application that you're using. With green stuff, obviously, I would have to wait and then use either water in a sculpting tool or Vaseline works really well, petroleum jelly with green stuff. But instead, Milliput, easy peasy, because we just use water. So, let's see. I mean, I may go ahead and make this appear to be more of a outcropped rock. So I'm just going to shove it up right there. You can see the little ledge that I'm creating. So we got that little ledge, outcropping, and then we'll just do sort of similar rock shapes. You can see the dirty brush, so the water's a little bit dirty. And we'll just sort of do that. We'll pretend that that's a rocky surface. There we go. Smooth out the little areas where I sort of made some weird marks. And anywhere that I don't apply my texture paste, you know, none of that's really going to matter. But now she has a fully filled out base, and I just have to apply the texture. Then for the partially done Spider Boy, you can see how I want to tuck his legs. So I want the 4 back legs tucked like this. And then I want the 2 front legs tucked in the front, and then the middle legs, I guess. I don't know. The foremost legs I'm leaving on their own. But in order to sort of set this whole trick, what I need to do is lift the legs up and put the milliput underneath, which is what I'm doing now before I actually sort of finish the pose that I want it to be in. Now I do need to be careful here. I know that my fingers are getting milliputty. They're getting dirty. So I do need to sort of just like watch out for a second. Make sure I'm not going to be getting any milliput, you know, on the miniature. Now with this guy, since we're not really going to see the base, I'm just sort of like jabbing it and making a gross texture. Because once that texture paste that I make goes on there, it'll just look like dirt. So we got that half done. A quarter, I don't know, whatever percentage of the base that is. And I'm just gently pushing it across. Underneath the face there, I do need to be a little bit careful. So I'm taking my little piece and gently shoving it and guiding it. You can use anything you want for the sort of shaping process as well. You can use toothpicks. You can use whatever you think works best for you. I have one of those little tools that Games Workshop makes for their texture paints. I mean, I have dental tools as well, which a lot of people like to use for sculpting. I think I even bought like a green stuff like sculpting kit that had tools as well. I mean, I've used all kinds of stuff. You can see I got some of the milliput there on the leg. It'll just wash right off with some water. So that half of the base is done. Just a gloopy texture. And then I'm gonna just roll this. Actually, I think that's green stuff right there on my middle finger. How funny. Okay, move these leggings out of the way. Slide my milliput piece underneath the legs. Oops, my super glue fell. Not that it's gonna spill. I use thick gel. Okay, so we got that there, like a little pig in a blanket roll. I'm just going to spread it around, mush it in, and fill in that area. Honestly, for the spider too, I may not even apply the texture paste. I think it's going to be so awkward in general. Maybe across the back, I don't know. We'll just have to see. But it's not like you're going to really notice the base anyway. We'll just have to see. I don't know what my plan is here, obviously. These miniatures are still work in progress. But it'll get us where we need to be for finishing everything out. So typically I'll wait until the very end to do bases, but because of the positioning on these, I figured, hey, we'll just do it right now. And that'll help everything out. So you can see we're just pushing it, making sort of a sandy texture, dirt texture, mud texture, whatever. At this point too, if you have small rocks, gravel, whatever that you use in your basing, you can just shove it into the milliput as well. And it will just dry. It'll harden right in there, and it will look nice. And then, right in the front of this guy, bloop, I'm going to feed him some milliput. Nom, 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 nom. Shove it in there, just like that, and we're done. So, Again, I'm not basing the big Drider because she's just huge. So, and that's it. Now then, this is all wet, right? So it's kind of hard to see what's going on. So we'll look back at our little mushroom boys. And now you can see what I sculpted. I just did little tiers of sort of rocky shelves. See it from there from a few angles. And that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoy that. You'll see the finish effect. You know, I'm going to add a little bit of that texture powder. What is that little flake of plastic right there? Look at that. I'm going to add in some of the texture paste, probably in between, which again is just baking soda and some gravelly sand mixed together with paint. And then I'll paint up and wash down that as some rocks. And that's it. So, but that's what I like to use. It's cheaper than green stuff, and you can sculpt with it, you can fill with it, you can smooth it, you can do all kinds of stuff. Again, that's Milliput, M-I-L-L-I-P-U-T. You can pick that up off of Amazon. I think hobby stores have it. You can find it all over. It's not too expensive, but that's it. I hope you guys enjoy, and if you want to replicate that, I'd love to see your basing. So, thanks so much.